Once your dreams feel familiar, they become inevitable. In this video, Willow and I are going to discuss visualization and how to visualize so clearly that it feels like you're remembering your past. Deja vu, if you will. It's how I turned this visual into this result. It's how I turned this visual into this result. It's also how I turned this visual into this result. This is not woo-woo. This works. It's powerful, it's magical, and it's really fun. A visual hates to see me coming because I'm very good at this, and I'm really excited to talk about the six senses. There's six senses that we use to visualize, and I also want to talk about the imagination and how your imagination is God, because once you understand this, it's going to be very, very simple for you to visualize a scene, assume something to be true, and have it manifest very, very fast in your reality. Okay, there's six senses, and I'm gonna go from least to most powerful. You have taste, smell, touch, hearing, sight, and your sixth sense, which is bonus, that's your intuition, your knowing, that gut feeling that you have when you just know that something's going to happen, that inevitability. That's when you know. That's the assumption, actually. That's why the law of assumption is so powerful, because when you assume something to be true, it's a certain knowing in your body. You're assuming something is done, and so you act accordingly. But when I'm looking at visualizations for myself, when I create my mood boards, when I create my vision boards, whatever it may be for you, I always choose symbols that are exciting to me and that take me to the state of being that I prefer. And that's the whole point. That's the first step. You want to choose visuals that really feel good to you. And it could be the exact thing that you want. I know for my car, it was the exact thing, even though I got something different, which I'll get to later on. It could be the exact thing, or it could be something that really resonates with you. Either way, all is well. It's your imagination. It's your time to play. So have fun with this. It's going to work for you in the way that you need it to. What we are doing when we are conjuring up imaginal acts, whether it's telepathic conversations, whether it's having actual scenes in our mind, the whole point of it is to put you in a feeling state and putting your inner worlds, cultivating an inner environment that is capable of expressing that reality. Now, what's really interesting, we already know this is scientific, this has already been proven. Your subconscious does not know the difference between what has happened and what is imagination. It takes orders based off of your feeling state, your inner world, what you assume to be true. And no, this does not mean that you need to be joyful all the time. This does not mean that you cannot experience the range of human emotions. What you assume to be true is true for you and only you as the one and only consciousness. You get to assign meaning to anything that you like. What's really fun about the imagination is that the past and the future are all imaginal acts. If you think about situations, or if you think about circumstances, you're doing it in the now. Whether you're thinking about your past or you're thinking about your future, you're doing imaginal acts in the now. That is your most powerful standpoint, is what's happening in your current existence. When people are reminiscing on the past, or let's say you just can't let go of something, when you're constantly going on this loop, thinking about your past or even thinking about your future, it creates this continuity. And this continuity is what allows your reality to function. Like, we need beliefs in order to express and experience. Having this baseline and neutralizing the past and the present is what allows you to look towards your future and start deliberately creating. Because if it's all the same, if your imagination is God and it's all the same, then you can start preferring. You can start using the law of liberty, which simply states that you have the ability to choose what thoughts you entertain. You have the law of liberty as the one and only consciousness to choose if you want to recreate past scenes or recreate future scenes. And this is where the repetition, the familiarity comes in. Since your mind does not know the difference between what is real and what's not, you can take scenes that have not happened in your current state of reality, and you can rehearse them so much to where they feel familiar. And once they become familiar, that means you are in that reality. Now, you're actually in the reality from the moment that you think the thought. Once you have that thought, that means that you are in the vicinity to receive the manifestation. But sometimes when we think about the thought, we just don't believe it. That's where the senses come in. That's where the imaginal acts come in, because once you're able to implement these 5 senses, it will start to become real. And this is something that Neville Goddard talks about when he says feeling is the secret. He is quite literally talking about the feeling as the secret, employing your taste, smell, touch, hearing, and sight. And sight is the most powerful. Don't knock a good visual. Here's what I did in every single instance of these visualizations. I, before bed, would close my eyes, take a couple deep breaths, and I would put myself in a scene. Now, before I go into that scene, I go in with the intention of all this information I just shared. Your imagination does not know the difference. Your imagination is God. Your subconscious is willing to give you whatever feeling state, whatever internal world you have created. So I close my eyes, I start breathing deeply, and then I start to rehearse something that feels really fun, feels exciting, and feels more joyous than the old story. And that's also, I get questions about this. How do I stop reminiscing on the past? The only way to stop reminiscing on the past is to turn the other cheek. But how do you turn the other cheek? Like Jesus did. You turn the other cheek by rising to a better feeling state. I remember there have been countless times where in my personal experience, I have been sick and tired of being sick and tired, not being excited about my current reality. And that fuel, that almost anger, that emotion that I have of knowing that I want to feel better about my life is what catapulted me into visualizing something better for myself. So all in all, you have to get to a point in your life where feeling better about yourself is the only thing that matters. Your state of being is the only thing that matters, literally and metaphorically. It is the only thing that materializes. Okay, going back to what I do. So I'll take a couple deep breaths and I'll start to put myself in the scene. For example, with my car, I put myself in the car and started holding the steering wheel, smelling the interior of the car, feeling very grateful. I even started saying thank you. And I would use that kind of like a lullaby method. I would say thank you over and over and over again as I fall asleep. I did this continuously, and over a period of days, months, really, by the time I received it, I was like, yeah, that was totally worth it to do that imaginal act over and over again. I kept visualizing it in my head to the point where in my waking reality, when I was moving about, I would visualize that car instead of the car that I was currently in. This is the point of becoming familiar. Now your body is adapting to this new lifestyle. It literally feels like, oh, why don't I have this? And not why don't I have this in a state of desperation, but, oh, why don't I have this? It feels weird that I don't have this already because this is so normal. This is so familiar. You're practicing the visualization to the point where it becomes your past. It feels like, obviously, I have this because I've visualized it so much. It is mine, and it is yours. It is yours every single time. You're stepping into the reality every single time you envision it, and you are stepping into a completely different universe every time you do it. You're tuning yourself like a radio. You are tuning yourself to the vibration that matches you having that thing. I want to talk about visuals for just a little bit more because I think this is really important. Visuals are symbols. They create a feeling state, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get that exact thing. For example, this, in my mind, related and equated to this, which is just completely different, right? It's not, it was just a symbol. It was just something to help me embody a certain state of myself. The symbol allows you to reach that state of feeling, that inner environment. You will either get that thing exactly, that has happened to me, or you will get something so much better. There are people now who don't want to hear that because they want what they want and they want to receive it in that exact fashion. The ego mind does not operate that way. It is only capable of experiencing. It is not capable of creating. That is your imagination. Your imagination is God, and that gets expressed, that internal environment. So going back to this visualization, that's what I wanted, exactly what I wanted, to the point where I was visualizing it, I saw it on my hand, and that's what I knew I wanted. I started saving up for it. My ego mind was like, you need to practically save up for this, go on discount sites. I was going on The Real, eBay.com. I was doing the most, okay? My practical mind was trying to get in the way and take over. But here's what happened. Once I started visualizing this for the fun of it and decided, you know what, it's mine, I have it, I don't need to visualize this anymore because it feels like I have this already. It becomes very familiar. That week, I went on a date. The guy that I was dating, we ended up going to a shop, Cartier, after our restaurant date, and he bought me not the ring that I wanted, not the ring that was on my vision board. He ended up getting the one that was with the diamonds, that was 2 times the price of what I wanted in the first place. It matched the frequency that I was embodying when I had that symbol on my hand. And so I'm telling you all of this to share that what you want or better is okay. It's okay to actually manifest something that's better than what you expected. The whole point of the visual is to put you in the state so that you can allow and receive something that is exactly like that or greater. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. This is specifically for my people that are trying to manifest specific people. If you want that person, that's great, that's fine. But just know that once you get into the feeling state of having it already, you will not only manifest that person, but you'll also manifest a lot of other options that can sometimes be better for you. I think that's all I have to say in this video. All in all, you want to have a clear visualization. You want to repeat that scene, repeat that imaginal act until it becomes first nature, and then allow what needs to happen to happen. It will come in the time that it needs to. It will happen much faster than you expect when you get to this state of familiarity. And once you treat your past just like the future, you'll start to prefer imagining the future over your past. Because again, your past is just recreating. You're just going back to a state. You have the option, you have the choice, no matter how hard it feels at first, you have the choice to choose a different state, a different imaginal act, a different conversation in your mind, you have this option. So I hope that this has been helpful. I am still doing the text messaging services as well as coaching. I love talking to you guys. It's been so fun. Prices are going to increase August 1st. I also have a course that you can sell on your own once you purchase it. It's only for people that are interested in creating a business, an online business from the ground up. It's a one-stop shop. You can even learn how to use AI in making your business. It's really, really fun. I have more information down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, love you, bye.